Angermannian, Swedish Ångermanländska, is the dialect associated with the province of Angermannia, or Ångermanland. The dialect was also spread to the settled areas of southern Laponia from around the 17th century. The province of Angermannia is known by its name since the 12th century, and the first element, Anger, means coastal inlet, certainly referring to the mouth of the big river which runs through the province and whose lower portion historically has been the province's population center. The name could therefore be interpreted as the land of the people living by the inlet. Through analysis of other place names, we can ascertain that Germanic-speaking people have lived in the area since at least the 1st centuries AD, because of the time interval when elements in these names appear to have been productive. The subject of this video will be the testing of claims made regarding the phonology of Angermannian, specifically the number of vowel phonemes it holds. Since Angermannian has regional variation, I have chosen to restrict this examination to the area of Övre Ådalen, partially because previous relevant research has been focused here, which leads us to the next topic. The first study I know that explicitly describes the number of vowel phonemes in an Angerman dialect is one by Ulrik Eriksson in 1973, and it concerns this region. Eriksson claims that the dialect has 11 pairs of long and short vowel phonemes, making it a total of 22. He is, however, unsure if short Ö is its own phoneme or a variant of short U. A problem with Eriksson's article is that it doesn't provide minimal pairs to prove this vowel system. Eriksson also spent the majority of his academic career as dialectologist studying not this dialect, but a closely related one to the northeast. Among his works, there is an unpublished essay named Åselemorets ljudsystem, which probably goes into great depth and answers many of my questions. Unfortunately, I have not had the opportunity to read it, but then again, it does not concern the region that I am examining here. Another dialectologist that has described an Angermannian vowel system is Carl Hampus Darstedt in 1991. Darstedt does not go as far as Eriksson to pick out each phoneme, which also wasn't the point of his text. That was to make a simplified phonetic script for a collection of folktales. He does, however, approach the question of vowel phonemes, and I quote with own translation. The Edsele dialect's vowel system is illustrated by this vowel quadrant here below. It contains 12 distinct vowel sounds, most likely all of phonemic character, that is, with distinguishing function, as with o, a in these example words above. The examples he referred to are minimal pairs, also I will use in this video. The important thing is that he has provided some evidence to motivate the phonemic status of aforementioned vowels. It is, however, just one set of words, and it is, as seen in his slightly careful wording, not enough to draw a safe conclusion. This takes us to the method I will use. As starting point, I will use the 12 pairs of long and short vowels described by Darstedt. I will then go through each vowel and compare it to its two closest neighbors and present minimal pairs that proves its phonemic status. Both quantities will of course be compared. Where it has been possible, I have always prioritized three-way minimal pairs, since it's the most obvious proof that the vowels can be distinguished. Also, there may not be a difference in tone, accent 1 or 2, in a minimal pair. The words used in these comparisons have been extracted from various sources, primarily from Övre Ådalen. When a source from outside Övre Ådalen has been used, I have been very conscious about the phonological differences between the dialects, so that what I present here accurately represents the genuine pronunciation in Övre Ådalen. I feel it's of some importance that I briefly explain my own relation to the vowel system that I'm about to analyze. I grew up in Övre Ådalen, and I was exposed to the dialect through speakers born in the circa 1910s and later. My native language is the regional standard Swedish of the area, and I won't go into detail how that differs from standard Swedish, but relevant for this video is that I, by own judgment, and to various extent, natively have 11 of these 12 phonemes. I do not have long å, and I do not think that I do much difference between short å and å. The same could be said about short e and ä, but some words that have short e feel plain wrong with the ä pronunciation to me. Part of the reason that I do not have long Å is because this vowel was mostly merged with A by the 1950s in my area. My pronunciation will at some points, if not already, be exaggerated in this video. This is for two reasons. One is because I want the differences between the words to be as clear and audible as possible. The other is, as I just explained, that I am not 100% familiar with this set of vowels. With that out of the way, we move on to the actual examination of the Angermannian vowel system of Övre Ådalen. Å to Ö and Å. Short Å is distinguished from Ö with the pairs son, son, tort, tort, as well as in vort, vört. Short Å is distinguished from short Å in the pairs svort, svort. A big part of the region also distinguished the vowels in the pair gott, gott. Also compared the prefix rått, as in rått kött, meaning rat meat, and rått, the neuter form of rå, meaning raw. Long Å is distinguished from Ö and Å in the possible minimal pairs vård, vörd, vård, and gåte, gåte, gåte. Some of these could be considered very dated, which I won't dispute, but I am confident that they are accurate. Also between long Å and Å, there is får and får, and between Å and Ö, there is hård, hörd. These are well attested well into the 1900s. A to Å and A. Short A is distinguished from Å and A with a pair svart, svart, svart. Long A is distinguished from Å and A with the pairs vard, vård, värd, and hard, hård, hard. A to A and Ä. This is a difficult one for the short phonemes, and I am surprised that Eriksson had doubts about short Ö, but not this one, as I had great trouble finding good minimal pairs between these vowels. Anyway, short A is distinguished from A and Ä in the pair han, han, hen. Also between A and Ä is karra, kärra, which makes it clear that they are separate as their properties regarding palatalization of the K are not the same. Note that kärra can take either accent 1 or 2 as the noun appear in both strong and weak form in the dialects, meaning that this is only a true minimal pair if kärra is from the weak form. In compounds this does not matter. Stor karra and stor kärra have the same accent, regardless if stor kärra is from the strong or weak form. Between long A and Ä, we can observe the minimal pair bär, bar, bär. Also between A and A is kar and kar, and between A and Ä is läka, läka. Ä to A and E. I have not been able to find a three-way minimal pair between these vowels when they are short. Another pair between short Ä and A is len, lan. This would probably be considered very dated, however. Between short Ä and E, there are pairs like bäck, bäck. Moving on to the long forms, Ä is distinguished from A and E with the pairs mätar, matar, metar, and läka, läka, leka. E to Ä and I. Short E is distinguished from Ä and I with the pair sett, sätt, sitt. Long E is distinguished from Ä and I with the pairs ler, lär, lir, as well as teg, tag, tig. Ö to y and ö. There is no three-way minimal pass that I'm aware of here. Therefore I will have to present minimal pass between the phonemes 2 and 2. Between short ö and y we can note nött and nytt, as well as kytt and kött. Short ö and ö is distinguished with a pair son and son, as well as mun and mun. Long ö is distinguished from y and ö with the pair rök, ryk, råk. Y to ö and u. Short y is distinguished from ö and u with the pair lytt, lött, lutt. Long y is distinguished from ö and u with the pair dy, dö, du. Note that y and ö are soft vowels, while u is hard, meaning no palatalization of k and g. For example, skute but sköte and skulle but skylle. Ö to y and u. Short ö distinguishes itself from y and u in the minimal pair full, fyll, full. Short ö is also distinguished from u with the pair dum, dum. Between short y and u there are also the pair gym and gum. Again, the soft and hard vowel difference. Long ö distinguishes itself from y and u in the minimal pair möra, myra, mura. Ö to o and å. Short ö distinguishes itself from å with the minimal pair spott, spott, and from o with bonne, bonne. Between short o and å the pair rot and rott exists. Long ö is distinguished from o and å through the pair mö, mo, må. The analysis yielded a somewhat surprising result. Eriksson's idea that short ö and u might be the same phoneme has been disproven, as u and ö can change the meaning of a word. But even though the result supports Darstedt's suggested 12-vowel system, it is clear that some phonemes are more marginal than others. To me, the best example of this would be short ä, which, phonetically speaking, most often comes from either a short a or ä before r and another consonant. Arm and arm, here pronounced in standard Swedish, are good words to demonstrate this. They mean arm and sleeve respectively. In dialect these are homonyms pronounced with ä, yet they have not merged lexically, as they have different genders. One is masculine and the other is feminine. It is, of course, hard to say if there is a perceived difference between the vowels, as there nowadays are no people that haven't been influenced by the different spellings in standard Swedish. Another thing important to note is that short ä is not always opened before r and another consonant. There is at least one common exception, and that is the word berg. I shall quote Herman Geijers observation in Ramsele parish. Short ä sound in the Ramsele dialect is, when it's not ä, which holds itself somewhat firmly restricted, shifting between ä and ä. In my notes I have sometimes one, sometimes the other. The only case, last time I was attempting to determine this matter on Sundqvist, where I thought myself to find a consistently more open vowel, was before s and in the comparative battar. There are certainly people that always say berg, etc., with distinct ä, never ä. Even though Eriksson didn't express any doubts about the phonemic status of ä, he was well aware that short ä and ä under certain circumstances shared realization, as he used the term phonemic syncretism to describe just this. More or less equally marginal is short å, which only exists as a shortened form of the long phoneme. However, I think its status is stronger as Å isn't a shared space between two phonemes in certain environments as with A.